Oh no, lots of creepers. Gotta get home, gotta get home. Can't open the door. How do I get in? How do I get in? I died! But this is hardcore! That means my world is gone! If only I could have got inside. Okay, just kidding. It wasn't hardcore. But we've all had something similar happen to us. And wouldn't it be great if we could have just got in our house? Well, I have a solution to that. The Anti-Creeper Emergency Protection Shelter. If you have a swarm of monsters outside and you are low on health and low on everything, then you don't want to be fiddling around with buttons on doors. So I've developed a way for you to safely get inside your house without anything else being able to. First step is get a pack of monsters chasing you. Then just run in the shelter and the door will close automatically. Open the next door, go through and close it. That's all there is to it. You are now safely inside the creeper shelter. You can then exit as you normally would. And you can still enter that way too by pushing the button on the wall. You can exit by opening this and waiting a few seconds until it will push you out. The reason it'll push you out in a few seconds is so that when you get a zombie that wanders in, you will stand on the button and get pushed out because he stood too long. It might take a little bit to recharge, but it takes about 6 seconds of time standing on the button from a fresh start before it will push anything inside out. The circuit is fairly simple to build. It looks a little complex, but it's not. The first thing you need... Oh, this can be built in hardcore, by the way. It's a very useful addition to your house. You will need some sort of block, redstone, a piston, and some redstone repeaters, and of course a lever. All of these can be easily acquired early on in the game. Arrange 5 pistons like this. They don't have to be sticky pistons, and it's better if they're not, with a single post in between, and at least this part of the door. This is all of my shelter that you actually need. The inside can be designed however you want. I put an emergency supply chest and a bed, but you can have your entire house. Take your pick. Then you will need a pressure plate. Put that right in the very center of the door. This lever will control this door here. Dig down until you can expose the block that pressure plate was placed on. Away from the on the side that is away from the opening of the door, put a piece of redstone and then a torch. Run your torch over to that block there, and that is right next to your pistons on your door. Put a torch on top of that and a block with a piece of redstone on top of that. That will close the door when the plate is stepped on. Then put a piece of redstone here. Is it there? Yeah. And then 3 redstone repeaters. Set them to max. Carve a way back and put 2 redstone repeaters. Then connect the ends with redstone wire. This is your timing loop. You can make it as long or as short as you need. Then have it go off one in that direction and one in that direction, and put a torch where those wires hit. Then carve a spot after putting a wire in between the two torches and put another torch. This is your timing loop, I believe I mentioned, and that is in there. You can barely see it under the transport bridge. Then you'll want to dig out, I see, one this way to put your redstone in, and one up each wall. Then build a U-shaped step like that, and put a torch on the furthest point of the U from your gate. This will open your door after a set amount of time. Run it out until it's level with the pistons that open your door, then carve down and put a torch on the side of the wall that has your redstone wire on it, and a piece running off towards your lever. Now when you stand on it, it will close and eventually open. Now for the knocker of the door. That will displace any mob that feels like getting stuck in it. Go out about 3 or so until you get about two until you get to one before the piston that locks. You'll want a 4 wide platform on top. Put an extended AND gate on top of that, with the only torch being there, behind the knocker piston. Now put a redstone repeater with max time on it. That will add the delay that you need to have in order to knock something out after a little bit instead of immediately. Now you want a 2 wide platform followed by a 1 like that. Drive your redstone wire up onto it, and you've completed your circuit. The reason for this second wire is the knocker won't trigger after the pressure plate has been released. It's a very handy feature. And the door will open quickly after getting off of the tile, but open later. Now just complete a cone around the door for easy run up, and a small room or your house or whatever inside so you can be safe. Add a bed and a chest or whatever. Then put a 90-degree bend to your door, which can be a one-way door or a piston door or a one-way soul sand trap, which doesn't work anymore, or whatever. And that is your emergency creeper shelter. Aren't quite easy enough to put everywhere, but you can have a few.